My name is Leo Fierro, and I have started my YouTube channel. It's Leo Fierro _life. Just wanted to jump on the YouTube trend. That's one of my New Year's goals, and kind of just, done a little bit of everything in my life. So I kind of just want to be able to share my knowledge with the world and see where it takes me. So I grew up in Sacramento, California. I lived in some good and bad neighborhoods. Lived in Oak Park for a long time. Those of you from Sacramento know Oak Park and know it's not the greatest. Of course, I've been there a long time, so I don't know if it's changed. Moved to Southern Idaho in 2005, lived here since. Joined the Marine Corps when I was 18. Was stationed in North Carolina. Went to Iraq, Afghanistan, and got out after 4 years. Just, thought, I don't know if I could do 20 years in this anymore like I thought I could when I first got in, and that's okay, right? Everything's different for everyone. My command wasn't the greatest. I'll touch on that a little later in different videos, but that's here nor there. Got out of the Marine Corps in 2011. Let me backtrack a little bit. So I was in Afghanistan a good chunk of 2008, and then I was in Iraq a good chunk of 2008. I was in Afghanistan a good chunk of 2009. Got out in 2011. Got into law enforcement in Southern Idaho in 2011. Worked for a city department, worked patrol division, nights, weekends, all that good stuff. Then moved over to a different sheriff's office. Moved over to a sheriff's office and worked all kinds of different areas. Worked on the SWAT team, K9. Was a supervisor, honor guard. Was a FTO. Did that for about 15 years. And here in the last 6 years, going on my 6th year, I've been a realtor. I've done real estate here in Southern Idaho. I love it. I am looking to, in the next 6 months to a year, doing it full time versus law enforcement. Not doing law enforcement anymore, doing real estate full time. Right now, I am a probation officer in Idaho, and those jobs are all great. Law enforcement's a great job, great career. I'm just someone who's always looking for more. What can I do different? What can I advance in? How can I grow? So back to real estate. Been doing that going in my 6th year. I am now a broker and co-owner of my own company, Sweet Magnolia Realty. We can help you with all your house needs, buy, invest, sell, you name it. We're a family helping families. Have a couple other realtors also that are just part of our team. They're just phenomenal. They're great. Love them to death. They're just great human beings, And then, so been doing real estate, got my own brokerage. But I've done a little bit of everything. I've done Spartan races. I've prepared for half marathons. I've prepared for Spartan races. I've been a personal trainer, and I maintain my certification from ISSA, and I have since 2011 on and off. I've personal trained one-on-one. Back when I started doing it in 2011, it wasn't a big thing in Idaho, in Southern Idaho. So I've bounced around back and forth between doing it and not doing it. I've done bodybuilding shows. I've done 4 of them. I did exceptionally well. I didn't get overall, but I did pretty good for being new at it. So I got, of course, a little bit of that knowledge and peptides and all that stuff. I've been researching and studying that way before it was ever the coolest thing on the block like it is right now. So I will be dropping a peptide beginner's knowledge book. It'll be an ebook, and it's pretty much, just your average person who isn't researching or doesn't know how to research. Just gives you an insight on what to look for, what are peptides, what is each peptide, as there's a million of them, right? So I will be dropping an ebook, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I can touch on all kinds of things, right, and in any areas, and but most importantly, I am a dad, I am a husband, and those two things are priority. I love, creating memories, traveling, been to some pretty cool countries, some cool places. A lot more on the bucket list. I definitely love traveling. And I'm a foodie, I love going, traveling and trying all the nice, good food at different places. If I could, I'd live in Thailand tomorrow. I just love the tranquility, the peace, the quietness, the hospitality, the living expense. So yeah, I'll be posting different videos of different categories, talking about different things, things on top of my head, right? What's an everyday carry? What does it look like for me? What does my go bag look like? What is going on with real estate in our area? A couple real estate stories, a couple of just dad stories, my kid just got his license, and that's scary in itself. So we'll be going over stuff like that, and just you're gonna get me, because I'm a genuine, authentic person. I am who I am, no matter what role I've been in, law enforcement, military, realtor. I am me, and that is priority. I think it's important to be authentic. When you're authentic like that, people just respect you a lot more. People just can relate to you a lot more. I'm not, law enforcement gets a bad rap for what goes on around the country and being robotic and all that. I'm not that way. So yeah, reach out if you have any questions about anything, or if you're just generally curious, and let's make this channel great together. Have a happy new year.